Hello. Hello, my name is Sean and I'm from TrustM3. We are using undeniable blockchain technology to solve the problem of false claims in CVs. Recruitment has a problem. People appear to be lying in their CVs in rather large numbers. People are making life-threatening claims about non-existent medical skills. There is a crisis of trust in society. That crisis will extend to recruitment without radical change. I don't trust this anymore. Fake claims on CVs are estimated to be costing business $600 billion annually. It's a big number. 17 billion of that is down to just the processing costs of working out whether there is truth in the CV or not. TrustM3 is creating a blockchain platform that creates certainty. It takes the guesswork out of the CVs. TrustM3 will be used by employees, by employers, by recruiters, by academic institutions and other training providers, and by thought leaders. Candidates gain a single source of truth where their entire track record is in one place. It makes them instantly more credible with employers and recruiters. Recruiters no longer have to manually cross-check claims in the CVs against reality. They no longer have to waste time on time wasters. They also become more credible to their clients, the employers. As far as employers are concerned, they get instant availability to see whether people are telling the truth or not. They get a holistic view right across their global workforce of who's got what skills, where, gained when, and how. And they cut out the costs of the validation from third-party providers. You are looking at the future of the CV. It contains information about track record and skills, as you'd expect, but these are now indisputably authentic. The BS is gone, and you now have a safer, more authentic recruitment environment. The problem you have right now is the technology of today is no longer fit for purpose. You can still fake it till you make it, as indeed we did with Can You Trust Me, which we put onto LinkedIn yesterday and may well still be there as far as I know. So we have the solution set up like that. We obviously have big ambitions for the future, and we see that in 3 phases. We'll be increasing subscriptions, introducing subscriptions, and creating new revenue streams from sharing. Phase 1 is about building scale. It will be free to use in that phase. Phase 2 is about introducing subscriptions for recruiters and for employers. Phase 3 is about new premium products, a blog space for thought leaders, closed user groups for universities so they can remain in contact with alumni, for example, and a space for employees to rate employers. There are competitors out there. 2 are niche operations. We can take the value they have and incorporate that in our platform. Velocity Global is the closest competitor. It has taken, we think, a wrong turn with the technology. It is using its own mainnet. We think that's a wrong turn. It's going to limit their capacity for flexibility later on. We'll be based on Polygon, which is a low-carbon network that has much greater flexibility and ability to integrate in the future. Financial projections, we have a full P&L, of course. The main points are that we require 2 million in funding over 3 years, by when we have 20 million in revenue.
Hello, great presentation. I'm going to ask 2 questions, and feel free to answer them in whatever order you want. But how do you feel that you can develop this without LinkedIn really getting involved? And more importantly, how could you stop them from just stealing it?
Well, I guess you might have asked a similar question about LinkedIn when it started. You know, why would you do LinkedIn when there were those wonderful things called newspapers that were doing a perfectly great job, right? So improvement is always the answer. And you could count numerous examples of where people have come in where there's already somebody in the space that's bigger, but better is improvement. The difference between obviously LinkedIn and us is that we have the validation in there, the blockchain validation. They may be working on it already, they may not. We think we have a unique proposition. Part of that unique proposition is we have circularity built into it. So, the employer, why would an employer do the work of validating an employee's experience? By doing that, they are given credits against the searches they make against employees in the future. So there is a built-in mechanism for the employers to do that work. So we think that's a crucial advantage.
Would it be your plan to still try and work with someone like LinkedIn, or are you actually trying to be at odds with them?
I don't think it makes sense to go head-to-head with LinkedIn at all, no. So dialogue is always there. And of course, LinkedIn could be the exit route.
So how do you plan to get your first sort of group of employers on and validating? And is there a particular way you would go about getting this up and running? Okay,
so obviously in the first phase we are offering this subscription free. So that's one advantage for them. It's the circularity, I think, that is the main point. If they want to have access to this system, which gives them numerous advantages, which we've listed here already, they need to do the validation of the employees. So there's that circularity, I think, that naturally creates the incentive.
And is there a particular group that you would try and target first?
Yeah, it makes sense to start with companies that are Web3 conversant. That would be the obvious starting sector. There's obviously also the capacity for working with large organizations, board members, for example. So we're in Norwich, so Aviva would be a great example, where they come on board and get the opportunity to experiment, test out the technology, see what advantages it gives them. That creates use cases, it creates proof of concepts, it creates trust.